Hello guys, good day. Today I will be discussing a continuation of our report, acoustical control in buildings, and today we will be talking about sound ratings. So, under sa sound rating is sound control. So, unsa man si sound control? Sound control is importante natin siya i-consider sa pag-design sa atong project. Kaya, ano man, it is because in designing a building, we need to ensure a proper sound insulation sa tanan spaces sa building, including mga unreasonable or outside sources of noise, no? Because dili nato gusto nga katong mga noise coming from or gikan sa gawas kay madungog gyapon nato sa sulod, no? So bati kayo ang service nga ma-offer sa ato ang building if inato ang mahitabo. Tanan pod nga spaces sulod sa ato ang structure, tanan nga possible sources of sound sulod ana nga building kay need po nato na siya control. So that is sound control. And next is sound isolation. Unsa man si sound isolation? Sound isolation is basically the ability of our construction assemblies, no, such as kaning wall, ceiling, and floor assemblies to block or reduce kanang noise, no? And these are measured by several single number rating systems. And kaning single number rating systems kay go-offer ni siya og kanang engineering measure of performance between wall, ceiling, and floor assemblies and within the space kanang unsay ability aning wall nato, ceiling, and floor assemblies and etc. to block or reduce noise. Next is transmission or isolation rating. This is a these are sound rating systems that evaluate transmission of sound through a construction assembly such as partitions, walls, ceilings, and floors. And this will be shown sa mga later part of our slides. Now let us go over with sound transmission class or the STC. So kani si STC mao ni siya ang giingon ganina nga katong rating system ito. This is one of the rating system para nga i-evaluate kung unsay ability sa ato ang assemblies, construction assemblies nga gi-mention kanina. Yung mga wall, mga floor assemblies, ceiling, no? Ability to block sound transmission. This is also used to compare the airborne sound isolating characteristics of construction assemblies used to separate occupied spaces. STC is measured in decibels. This is a measurement sa sound decibels para makita nato ang difference between the sound energy striking the panel or construction on one side and the sound energy transmitted from the other side. So unsay ongoing and outgoing na sound. This includes sounds from all angles of direction and from low and high sound frequencies. Now kaning last nga sentence is we really need to remember kani nga idea, no, or kani nga concept. So kung mas taas kuno ang imong STC rating kay mas better ang sound reduction or ang mas taas ang ability sa construction assembly to reduce sound transmission. And then table 23.8 shows the effectiveness of STC ratings in muting common sounds. But before that, as a designer, we need to kanang i-refer nato atong design sa STC, atong mga STC rating nga gikan sa table or gikan sa atong mga company standard or local building codes. Ano man because by referring sa katong specified nga STC ratings, ang designer will be able to identify kung unsay appropriate and effective assembly nga gamiton anang a particular building in order to achieve anang effective nga sound control. The STC value can be determined through testing of the assembly once it is constructed on the building site, in which case the reported value is referred to as the Field Sound Transmission Class or FSTC. The required FSTC value is generally permitted to be slightly less than the specified STC. So, in addition, pagkuha sa STC value is adding up all the frequency nga na-record and i-divide siya sa total frequency nga gi-test. And then, ang concept ani is, ang result ng FSTC, kaya mura pa siya kanang load bitaw nga. Mo ni siya ang specified load, pero dapat ang imuhang makuha or ang imong iset na load is lesser than the katong specified load. Na nagyapon ang concept ani sa FSTC o STC, and then natay values nga gi-provide sa table 23.7 nadiri ang STC values. So we are here sa table 23.7 as mentioned sa a previous slide. The next slides kay will be kanang mga table na siya, focus siya sa table, but we will not be discussing it one by one because the table is already provided, so we can directly refer sa book sa atong reference materials. So table 23.7 is sound transmission class or STC ratings for selected construction assemblies complied from various industry and government sources. So under any nga table is the typical sound transmission class or the STC, no? So naadri ang frame wall assemblies, sila kanitanan, masonry wall assemblies, or sa MEU, concrete masonry units. And then we also have STC ratings for glass and glazings, floor assemblies, and doors. So mo na siyang giingon ganina kaning next nga table 23.8, effectiveness of STC ratings in muting common sound. So unsa daw ang ability sa STC rating para mag-mute og kanang mga common sounds. So at STC 30, madunggan nato ang mga normal speech, no? Madungog nato pod ang katong mga loud speech o masabtan nato. Pero katong mga normal medyo dili kaya nato siya masabtan. And then it suppress katong mga normal neighborhood noises lang. And then followed by STC 35, madungog nato katong mga loud speech pero dili na kayo nato masabtan. And iyang ginasuppress ang mga busy road or highway. And then followed by STC 40, ang katong mga kusog na nga mga speech kay mura na lang siya kanang mga murmur bitaw, pero dili na kay nato siya masabtan, dili na kay nato siya madungog. And then yung ginasuppress ani nga rating is katong average street noise including cars at 50 feet or 15 meters. And at STC 45, ang katong mga loud speech ay barely audible. So medyo dili na gid, no? Dili na kayo, less to none na gid ang noise nga itong madungog. And then it suppress loud music from neighboring apartment. And STC 50, mga loud speech is dili na gid siya audible. So ang iyang ginasuppress ani is katong mga nearby train or airport sounds. And this is followed by table 23.9, U.S. Department of Housing or HUD requirements for sound transmission class in multifamily housing. So this I think are applicable sa mga condo units or mga dikit-dikit na housing, no? So naa diri ang ilahang minimum STC requirement, and then naay mga note diri sa ubos, no? Especially kaning A to D, these are important notes to remember. And sa kaning nga table ko, no, kay gi-assume nga ang corridor kay naay carpet. So kung wala, we need to increase the STC by 5. And then ang public space na naay average noises lang kay katong lobbies, storage rooms, stairways, and so on. And katong mga naay high noise kay katong mga boiler rooms, mechanical equipment rooms, elevator shafts, laundries, incinerator shafts, garage, and most commercial uses. And kailangan na to increase ang STC by 5 if naata sa babaw or under mechanical equipment that operates at high noise levels. And this is followed by table 23.10. This is the recommended sound requirements for construction assemblies such as walls, floors, and so on, between rooms and adjacent space in schools and dwellings sa atong mga balay. So we can refer to this table in para mag-refer sa atong STC or recommended sound requirements sa atong schools, including classroom, music room, and etc. Also pud sa atong balay, sa atong mga bedrooms, kitchen, living room, and so on. So ganina, we have talked kani table 23.8, but I also have here kaning STC rating chart because medyo taas-taas yung na-cover nga STC rating, nagsugod sa 25. So at STC rating at 25, madungog nato daw mga soft speech, no, and ato gihapong masabtan. And at STC 30, ang normal speech can be heard and understood. So madungog and masabtan gihapon nato. Sa STC rating at 35, ato ang madunggan is katong mga loud speech na, and katong mga normal or soft speech medyo lesser na to, na dili na kay nato siya madungog. And then sa at STC rating of 40, madungog gihapon nato ang mga loud speech, pero dili na nato masabtan. And then next is 45, STC rating 45, the threshold at which privacy begins. So as understood, kaning 45 I think is kanang murag somewhat borderline bitaw sa kanang ability sa ato ang assemblies to block sound. So basically ang 45 is kanang murag ideal na ni siya nga STC rating para nga ma-ensure nga naay privacy ani nga specific room. Kay taas-taas ang siya STC rating, and as discussed, magkataas ang imong STC rating is mas better pud yahang sound reduction. So this could be applied, pwede na ni siya i-apply sa kanang mga small music rooms and kanang mga naay mga kusog-kusog na nga noises, no? And this is followed by 50. Madungog nato ang mga loud sounds gihapon madungog, pero medyo less na gid siya, less to none. And then we have 60 plus STC rating. Dire magsugod ang kanang good paingon sa best nga soundproofing, no? Dili na ka makadisturbog silingan bisan pag singgita ka, maglalis mo sa imong uyab. So medyo wala na yung madungog ang imuhang neighbors, no? And I think that's it for my report. As summary, we need to consider proper sound control, proper sound insulation, and also we need to always refer sa STC rating para nga we can properly design and we can properly decide kung unsay appropriate ani nga certain building para nga, especially in providing good service kay especially sa kanang mga city nga saba kayo, so it is better to consider kanang mga proper STC rating. So thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something, and the next topic will be continued by the next reporter. Thank you and God bless.